Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Otumba Adams Show. My name is Adams Malajide, and it's a pleasure being here today. Today being the 8th of October 2022. It's nice being here. How is life? How is work? How is the weekend going? Are you at an Owambe? Would you be coming around later to watch this episode? Whatever you're doing this weekend, I hope you are happy and you have peace of mind. All right, so as I said earlier, my name is Adam Solofimilajide. And if this is your first time of being a part of the show, we talk about business, entrepreneurship, we talk about lifestyle and things that could actually help your journey in the entrepreneurial world. Okay. So if you're there, you're watching me and you'd like to introduce yourself, please just put your name and your location in the comment section and I will welcome you specially. On today's episode, we would be looking at how you can learn to put yourself first. That is what today's topic basically is today. And one thing I realized is that like a lot of us over time, we have been taught to show compassion to people, to help people when they are in need. And then sometimes we take it to the point that like we don't even show compassion to ourselves. We don't put ourselves first, right? We do a lot for a lot of people. And then like when it is our turn, when we need people, we then realize that like, hey, these people are not there for me. These people are nowhere to be found. So this episode takes a look at how you can actually put yourself first such that you would be at your peak, you would give the world your very best. Because one thing I realized that like if you're going to give the world your best, right, you also have to have put a lot inside of you. It is very, very paramount that like it is you put more into you before you can give. It is what you have within you that you can actually share with other people. And that's what I'll be sharing today. I can see somebody commenting. I have Ulubori Jamilat from Kaduna. Thank you for being a part of the show. It's a pleasure having you today. And yes, the last time we spoke, you said something about your YouTube channel. I hope it's blooming and you're creating more videos. Thanks for being a part of this show today. All right, so moving on to what I have for today. I have a list of points that I've written out, and I'll be taking them one after the other. Number one on my list is you have to learn to set boundaries. One of the things that like I realized that some people have issues with is boundaries. They do not have boundaries. They've given themselves so much to a lot of people that like people see them and then they'll be like, I can easily access this person at this point in time, at that point in time. I know that like sometimes being a giver, being a leader would require you to be there for people at all times. But also, you need to learn to set boundaries such that you would not experience burnout on the long run. Because if you keep letting people in, if you keep giving to people, and then like you are not saying that, like, okay, these are my core people, these are acquaintances, and these are strangers. If you don't set boundaries for each person, letting them know that, like, hey, this is where your privilege stops. You can't cross over or you can't move on to the next level because you have not gained that yet, right? If you don't set that on time, then over time you would realize that like there's going to be a burnout and you would wear yourself off. So you need to learn to set boundaries and like let people know that like, hey, I am not available at this time and this time. This is my me time. This is the time that I want to set for myself. So please do not disturb me because even if you were to call or you were to tell me that like, hey, we need to have meeting, we need to do this. No, it's a no-go area because you are setting boundaries for yourself. I was supposed to have a meeting with them someone this weekend, or they asked me to have a meeting with them, and then I had to explain to them like, I am sorry, weekends are for me, weekends are for other things that I do, because if I should give them that privilege that like I can have meeting at any given point in time, then it goes to show that like I don't value myself, I don't value my rest of mine, because they could probably just come around 2 a.m. and then they come to tell me, they're like, hey, can we quickly have a meeting right now? And no, you cannot. No, at all. So I have learned to set boundaries, right? Even for clients, for people around me, it's very, very paramount. Boundaries should be made. Number two on the list is learn to ask for help. A lot of the time, some of us would like to do what we call in Nigeria or deishi, or like we like to do like, I can do it all by myself. No, you cannot. Trust me. You do not have the capability. You do not have the capacity to be the alpha and the omega in your life. You need people around you and you need people to help you at given points in time, right? It's not going to be every time, but when you realize that like you actually need people to help you, or you realize that like you're at that point that like You can't do it by yourself. Please learn to open up, open your mouth and ask for help. It is very, very important because if those people also were to need you, they would come to meet you and you would also give them that audience. So why can't you also ask people for help? I know a friend of mine that is going to say, I've asked you to come and meet me if you need any help. And I keep saying, don't worry, I got to handle. But then in that scenario, like I actually understand why I really do not just want to like ask for help at every given instance. No, right? There has to be a cogent or genuine reason why I am asking for help. So it's not just for you to like start seeking help everywhere, right? You need to do the work yourself. And then when people now realize that, like, wow, you've actually done so much, and then you're not asking for help at that point in time, it goes to show that, like, this guy is a valuable person, right? This person has put in the work. At this point in time, he needs our help. And because you are also someone that has given to others, people would actually show up for you and people would give to you or would help you with what you want at that point in time. And that's number 2 on the list. Number 3 on the list is unwind when you feel tensed or tired, right? You should not be a jacometer. You should not be someone that like works and works and works and does not create time out to rest. If you're feeling tired, please leave that chore, leave that task, and then rest. All right. Take nap times. Make sure that like you have a healthy number of hours that you sleep, right? It's very, very important. I've got to that point in my life that like if I am tired or if I feel that like I am tired, I would leave all that I'm doing. I'll go to my bed and I will take a nap. There used to be a time that like I felt that like, nah, I am very, very strong, right? I could actually do this. I could overwork myself and then the next morning I'll do it again. But then we are getting older. And the older we get, the more we realize that like we don't have the capability or the strength that we used to have while we were younger. So we need to learn to take out time to rest. All right, because when you rest, you'd be rejuvenated and you'll be able to come back to do that task that you actually wanted to do, or you or the people that you wanted to like help. You'll be able to give them your optimum strength at that point in time. But when you overwork yourself, as I said earlier, there's going to be a burnout and you are going to crash. All right, so that's number 3 on the list. Number 4 on the list is create time for fun and hobbies, right? It is not just enough for you to like rest. Please find time to have fun. All right. uh Visit places, see new places, right? Go to the cinema, watch a movie, have a date with a friend and probably like a loved one, or probably go out with your family. But just make sure that like you create time for fun, right? Create time for your family, create time for fun, and then also build a hobby, right? It's very, very important. Learn to build a hobby. It could probably be that like you love to sing. As I tell people, I am a professional bathroom singer. Once I enter into the bathroom, I love to sing, right? It's my own hobby. That's another way that I cool off, right? So if yours is going to be drawing, if yours is going to be writing, if yours is going to be doing humanitarian services, whatever your new hobby is going to be, please make sure that like you create time for it, because it's another way of you letting loose, right? It's another way of you saying that like, hey, I don't want to like overwork myself. I just want to like have some fun. All right. So that's number 4. Number 5 on the list is eat healthy and exercise. This is very, very important, right? Learn to eat healthy and also learn to exercise. I keep saying this that like I am not so big. So for now, I'm not so big on doing all the heavy liftings and all that, even though one day I'm gonna start bodybuilding. But exercise is very, very important. If it's gonna if it would be that like you're gonna go on walks, make sure that like you go on walks. It is very, very important. Make sure that you exercise, make sure that you eat healthy. All right, because what you put inside of you is what you're going to give out on the long run. So it's very, very important that you eat healthy. Number 6 is learn to count your blessings, right? It sounds off, but really, when you count your blessings, when you have this mindset of gratitude, when you count the things that like has been a plus in your life, you then realize that like, wow, things are really working out for me. You would be appreciative to God or to the universe, depending on what you believe in. All right, you you would get to that point that like you'll be like, wow, okay, I am actually achieving a lot. And then it gives you that self-confidence, that booster in yourself that like, wow, I am not doing so bad after all. All right. So learn to count your blessings. It goes a long way. Number 7, which is the penultimate number, is treat yourself with compassion. Now, one thing that I probably used to do, and sometimes I still do, is like I can be hard on myself personally. Like I, as a person, maybe because of my upbringing, maybe because I was made to feel that like, wow, if you're not either the first, second, or third, in short, if you're not even the first, right? Like the person that got first, the person does not have 2 heads. So why can't you be better? Why can't you like go all out? And when you then make mistakes, when you then realize that like you're not really the best, you tend, or one would tend to like bring himself down. And over the years, at some point in my life, I used to do that, right? I used to tell myself or talk myself down that like, why am I like this? Why can't I be the very best at everything? Why can't I be this? Why can't I be that? But then I got to realize like I cannot be all that. Everybody have their own strengths, and we also have our weaknesses. So I can't be all that the world wants me to be. I can only be myself. I can only give the best I can per time. So when I make mistakes, I forgive myself. I tell myself, like, dude, you made this mistake, learn from it, grow from there. All right. So I'm going to say the same thing for you also, right? Treat yourself with compassion. Don't just see yourself that, like, wow, I keep making mistakes. I'm not the best at what I do and all that. No, 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 no. Please do not have that mentality in your head. Have compassion on yourself. Treat yourself with compassion. Know that like you're growing, but whenever you make mistakes, whenever you're not perfect, tell yourself that like you're a work in progress. All right. You're not there yet, but you will get there eventually. And then the last but not least on my list is believe in yourself. It is very, very important, because before anybody will believe in you, you have to believe in yourself. People would only treat you based on how you see yourself. If you see yourself poorly, people will treat you poorly or shabbily or in a terrible manner. But if you can stand up for yourself and tell yourself that, like, hey, I believe in myself, I believe in what I am doing, I know that I am on the right track. I know that like I am giving the world my best. I know that like I am going to be great in life. I know that like I deserve the best. I know that I should always put myself first. When you believe in yourself, then the whole world around you would also align in that thought process. And this brings us to the end of today's episode. All right, I've been able to list 8 points, and I know that like you've actually learned something wonderful. I actually enjoyed today's episode. I don't know why, but I really did enjoy today's episode. And before I leave, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this video with your loved ones, right? If you're watching from YouTube or on Facebook, tell somebody about the show. But there's this dude on YouTube, there's this dude on Facebook whose name is Adams Oluwafemi, and he brings the best for you every Wednesday and every weekend. Now, this brings us to the end of today's episode, and it's a pleasure again being here with you guys. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you again next week. Have a great one. Bye-bye.